that are germane to your joy, to your peace, to your personal growth and development, to things that thrill you, that excite you, that make you happy, that work to bring out the best in you, that work for your today and for your tomorrow, that try to ensure you operate with the best mental health you can enjoy within the scope of your power and abilities. So this moment will be reflecting basically within the next couple of minutes on relationships and issue of boundaries, setting boundaries, operating within the boundaries. Then we shall define what are boundaries, what's a relationship. So relationships vary. We have conjugal relationships, we have official relationships, we have family relationships, but we want to focus basically this one on relationships between the members of the opposite sex, that is the male and the female, which is also very much germane to your emotional health, my emotional health, because we are made to complement one another. The gift of the talent of the female, the abilities are interwoven with that of the male. That's why in the society we work together. And that's why when we work towards marriage, we set up a home, and in the home we work complementarily. But before you arrive at that stage, some people start with dating, some courtship. You can't see what are the things we have in common. Are we compatible? What are the things about you and what are the things about me you like? Can we actually work well together? Like the good book says in Amos 3, they say, can two work together except they agree? So we want to see, do we have some common lines of interest, some areas of compatibility concerning our spiritual values, our social values, our career values, our visions and hope for one another and for the tomorrow we have for ourselves. What's your vision for yourself? Do you want to have a home? What's the vision for the home you are wishing for yourself and your spouse? That's what we're talking about. What is the core of this evening discussion is about a story I had about a young lady. She was complaining to a friend that the boy that she was moving with took advantage of her. After he had slept with her, then the boy decided to distance himself. He was no more available. His line was no more coming. He was no more ready to make the relationship to continue. Then she felt used, she felt abused, and she felt bitter. And you can see that we're talking about issue stories that touch the heart. She's not happy. It's already affecting her psyche. It's already affecting her mental health. You see, she feel undervalued and she feel taken advantage of. She feel used. So that's why it's important for us to try to make ourselves to understand, so that we elders will tell our children, we also learn from things like this. So this video and this discussion can be for you or can be for somebody you like. So what are boundaries? Boundaries are not like the one we have between states. The boundaries are not walls, they are not barriers, but they are guidelines that is put in place to say this line, this invisible line, is a line that you and I must not cross in this relationship. I won't cross it to your side, you won't cross it to my side. So what are the values? So these boundaries are actually clear limits that are set. Say, okay, as we go into the instruction, like when you attend some seminars and some workshops, there are something called ground rules. That for us to enjoy this workshop and this thing together, this relationship, you already have the facilitator and you have the participants. But for the seminar to be able to go well, everybody must cooperate. The seminar cannot be going on, the workshop cannot be going on. Then your phone starts to ring. The phone rings there, you answer there. Then there is commotion in the hall. It will affect. The communication will not go well. So there has to be ground rules. So part of the ground, they will say, please, everybody, it's either you switch off your phone or put it in silence or vibration. And in case you have any question or any comment, please don't interject facilitator. Write down your comments on a piece of paper or notice somewhere. So at the end of the presentation, you'll be given opportunity to be able to present or ask your question or share your comments. Not that when seminar is going on, you raise up your hand. If that one is allowed, it will be part of the ground rules that you set. So that's for that communication relationship within that official setting. The relationship we talk about, it has to be ground rules that you set at the onset. Don't take anything for granted. You don't say, I think, I believe. No. You put it in words. Let it be clearly stated. Please, if this is important to you, please give us a thumbs up. Okay? Thumbs up. Then put your own comment concerning relationships and things that can be done. Things can be put in place to avoid stories that thought they are. Then, if you have not subscribed to my channel before, please subscribe. Sinuga Reflections. Okay. So the boundaries are clearly set to achieve some things. Number one, to protect your physical body from harm or from abuse, like that of the lady. Is to protect your emotions, because you know you have your feelings, you have your thoughts, you know things you value. So things that touch those values negatively will affect your emotions. You know the self-concept you have for yourself, you know the self-esteem you have for yourself. I don't want that thing to be undervalued or to mess up by anybody. So the boundary is to protect your emotions. That's if somebody is toying with your heart. It tears your heart because you already open yourself up too much. But you told the person too much about yourself, where the person really talks about him or herself. And then when the relationship is not continuing again, you now see the person using all those your personal things against you. You can see you open yourself up for abuse already. So you have to know what are the things you open up at the beginning of relationship, and as the relationship goes on, you can now try to adjust the boundaries. Is to protect your values. You have your personal values, you have your family values, you have your spiritual values, and so on. So this boundary is to put you to make sure your values are not tampered with anyways. Like this lady now, her values have been tampered with. She cherishes herself. Now she herself has been used, being like they say, used and done. You can see it has gone a long way. It's also to protect your future. Because somebody may do something, maybe you have told the person a lot about yourself, maybe you have done some things that are immoral before, you saw some things that are so. By the time you now say, let me, this person looks to be good, you now open yourself, and the person now start to blow this about things that should not be open to everybody. Affect your future. Like this lady now that went and agreed to the boy to sleep with her or whatever. They say by consensual, but whatever the case is. Suppose she she got infected with STI. Or what you sometimes call STD. That's sexual transmitted disease or sexual transmitted infection. The worst is this HIV we're talking about. Then we have herpes virus type 1, type 2, and there's so many others. Suppose you get infected with that. And because the rubber they use is not guaranteed to prevent infection. And so apart from that, suppose you now get pregnant. Say you just want, that once may be more than enough. And now maybe she's still planning her own future, and she has, their family have dream for her, she has dream for herself. That dreams are already put on hold. And other things. So that trauma is already there. And the boy may even, like some boys do, they will say, well, how am I sure I'm the owner, I'm the father of the child? You can say another trauma. You can say another heartbreak. What do you mean? Then she will not be on the defense. I say, the only friend I have, you are the one, you are the kindergarten. You will say, no. So, boundaries define where you stop and where you expect the other person to stop. We have different types of boundaries. We have emotional boundaries. That's how much of yourself do you share to the other person in the relationship. How attached do you allow yourself to become to the other person? How do you allow yourself, how dependent you become? Because if you become dependent on the person, you just like the person, you don't want to hear the person's voice, you just want to meet, and the person does not have the same feeling towards you. It becomes one-sided. You are the one that is always calling. Hello, John. Hello, Priscilla. Hello, Titi. Hello, you also sometimes call. Then we have physical boundaries. Is it just handshake? Is it touch? Is too much hugging? Is this pecking? How much? You set the limit, you set the boundaries before one thing leads to the other. Then set the boundaries where I can't come to your house, I can't spend the night in your house, I can't do this, or I can't spend the night in my house when you meet. So avoid stories, tales that touch the heart. You say what is okay, what's not okay. And when physical contact must stop. And you don't need a reason to stop. All you need is once you are not comfortable with it, just say no. That's enough. Then we have value-based boundaries. We have religious values, like your fear towards God, not to do anything immoral, your culture, what the culture demands, like in Yoruba culture, our culture demands that you don't give birth to a child outside the marital guideline. It's something that is looked at very seriously in Yoruba culture in southwest Nigeria. So we have some cultural values like that. Then you have your own personal value. You don't want to have a child out of wedlock. So you carry, they say, who is the father of the child? You'll be looking, where is he? You've not done introduction. What gives? Then you have family values. They say, like in Yoruba, they say, don't spoil our family, don't embarrass our family, things like that. Then your own future goals. So these boundaries are things that should be taken note of in our relationships. A boundary matters so much. So don't take it for granted. Okay? So please, let's take note of this in a relationship. Get to avoid tales that touch the heart. Please always try to set the boundaries and operate within it to protect your physical body, your personal health, to protect your emotions, your psyche, your mental health, to protect your personal value, your self-esteem, and to protect even your future. So many people may not believe it, but philosophy has shown, and social psychology, that there's something called law of retributive justice, law of karma. You may not believe it. It doesn't matter. Principles of law, laws, spiritual laws are spiritual laws. So nothing just, that's why life is law of sowing and reaping. You don't need to be a religious person. So that's why go and watch any movie, especially the action movies. You can see there is a villain, but the script is always so written that righteousness, goodness overcome wickedness. In almost all cases, truth always catch over with untruth. Go and check more than 80% of the movies. It's always, even the emotional movies, is always like that. That you don't just take undue advantage of person and expect to get away with it. Please, once again, give your like, share your comments, and God bless you. Till we meet again, stay happy and stay on top.